Like all these scenes that everybody envisions, the airport scenes and the boat scenes and even the car, riding scenes. Like nobody understands when people are riding in a car, the car's not actually driving. It's on, a dolly and they're pulling the car. But, everybody just assumes, oh, you just put a camera in the back of a car and you drive it, right? So all this stuff is very logistically difficult with low budget films. So I agree the boat would look beautiful. I can envision it. I can envision it sailing. I can envision, but the logistics are really tricky. And especially now you're going on the water with equipment and safety issues and marine stuff and divers and all this kind of stuff. So
there's just more variables for sure. I mean, there's
way more.
There's lots of horror stories about Jaws being shot and stuff. So
okay, well, Jaws was above and beyond because you have a shark in the water, but but even just the wind out on the water.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you have a calm day and everything, it could be great. But
I'm even thinking of it not leaving the dock.
Even then, it's still outside and it's still
on
at
the water.
Harbor, and the wind still blows. All right, we're back on We're Making a Movie, and today we have two special guests, Scott Leslie, who is our director of photography and editor on the movie, and Kelly Leslie, who is going to be our everything person, which includes art direction. I mean, she'll introduce herself, set design, locations, helping out with set management and props and wardrobe, makeup, everything. I'm going to say everything artistic. So, Scott, tell us a little bit about you first, what you're going to do, and then Kelly, you go next.
All right. So I'll be the cinematographer and editor. So I've been doing this for a very long time. Me and Jeff have made two other feature films together. Yeah, so basically I'll work hand in hand with Jeff to make his vision come to life, so as far as shooting it, and then and later in the editing.
Because I don't know what I'm doing, I need somebody who actually knows what they're doing to tell me, right? Scott, is that what you wanted to say?
No.
Now, the truth is, as I've said in previous podcasts, I don't have a film degree. I don't have formal film training. I have legal training, I have financial training. But Scott and I work really well together because he's a, hardcore real filmmaker who understands all of the technical aspects of filmmaking, including lighting, lenses, camera, all this stuff. So I can say to Scott, like, this is what I'm envisioning. And then he says, we should use this lens. We should use this, grip equipment. We should light it this way. And I trust him implicitly. So that's a good relationship. Would you say that's accurate?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right, Kelly.
I'm Kelly Leslie. I'm the unit production manager, locations manager, production design, artistic director. I cover everything from what Jeff said earlier, as far as I'm working on locations, background, wardrobe, makeup, hair, set design, props, crafty, and probably a few other things that I've forgotten already.
Yeah, location scouting and
location scouting. That's hot and heavy right now.
You're going to get involved in casting. Let me make it clear to the viewers here that you don't do all of that stuff. You just oversee it. Now, you are hands-on in a lot of it, but you have lots of people who work for you who actually execute. You can't possibly do all of that stuff yourself.
I don't do the hair or wardrobe. We do hire PAs or makeup artists to do that. Set design I am doing because I enjoy set design. Locations I am doing. I'm working on that right now. Background, I'm handing that over to a local background casting director. So yeah. Props I'll probably do a lot myself. I've hired a PA to handle help with wardrobe and props and set design. So we've got a lot of help as far as PAs go on that. So
right.
Yeah.
So I'm recording this because this is an actual production meeting. Like, this is a weekly production meeting that we have with the key people that we talk about all of the important issues that are going on for the week. So you know, that's why I'm letting everybody in on it. But feel free to talk freely and share it with our viewers. And Sally, as you know, does everything else, all the administration. Hey, why don't you review what you do? I just call it the everything job.
Yeah, so I kind of do everything. I help Jeff, Kelly, Scott. I give support however I can. I'm helping Kelly with locations. I'm doing a lot of the crew contracts. I'm doing a lot of moving the schedule around, stuff like that. It's very similar to what we've talked about in like the previous episodes as well.
Right. And Jarrett, you introduced yourself before I started the record. So why don't you just introduce yourself again?
Yeah. So I primarily work on social media and marketing content. So I will be on set working to gather images and videos, interviews with cast members, images that can be used for artwork for the movie. I kind of just gather all the different video and image content that can be used to market the film. That's kind of what I'll be working on mainly on this project.
Okay, great. Okay, so in no particular order, I want to go over a few things and then we can open it up and everybody else can. All right, so let's start with actually some low-hanging fruit that I was thinking about the other day and we haven't talked about, but needs to be taken care of. So one of the things is vehicles. So Scott, I know that all the equipment is going to go into your van, like the camera and grip and lighting, but I'm thinking that we need another box truck for things like the tables and chairs for, you know, for the meals, because we're going to have that whether it's rented or purchased. But we have to have our own stuff because not every location will have a place for our crew to sit. And then also wardrobe, Kelly. I think we're going to need, you know, a rack or two, which I have a rack, by the way. I used to have two, but I gave one away. So to keep the wardrobe sort of in order and probably some props and whatever other stuff. So do you think we can get that all into a, say, a 10-foot cube truck? Because the other thing is we need one of the PAs to drive it, which we're going to talk about who the PAs are. Because I don't want to drive it back and forth every day. So we're going to need somebody who is going to need to be in charge of that and drive it. So first of all, do you agree that we need that?
I agree, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All right. Now, in addition, do we need another, say, 7-seater passenger van to move people around? I'm not sure we need that. We had that, remember, in Oklahoma, Scott. We had two of those, but we were moving people between set and, you know, parking lots and stuff. But I don't think we're going to need that here.
So I think we got to wait until we find out the locations exactly. We nail them down. We have some locations that we need to move people around. We might want to like rent them for a couple of days or something like that.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
I think it's gonna, once we get further into locations, we can make that call.
Okay. Do you think on the sort of the storage van box truck thing, I like the box cube van because it can stand up in it as opposed to, say, just a regular van, and maybe have one with a ramp on it, but not too big so that, you know, the regular person can drive it. Do you think we need more than one? I mean, I don't think so. I think we can get everything in one.
Yeah. I mean, 10-foot box, you can put a lot of stuff in there, you know?
Yeah.
12-foot, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So Sally, you and I will look into that. I'll tell you where we rented before. It's usually U-Haul, but Ryder has those. A bunch of companies have them. All right. Now, who's going to drive it, though? That's what now, generally speaking, you got to be 25 to drive a rental vehicle. So you want to
Not me, but Larry.
Would Larry want to drive that?
Sure. He'll pitch in wherever.
Okay, if he's comfortable driving it, then that I would totally trust him driving it.
Yeah, he could drive it, and let me tell you another reason. He buys food for Crafty in advance, and a place to store it would be very helpful to where he could access drinks and bring them to the cooler.
Perfect.
So you're gonna have cold cuts in the box truck for a month?
No.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We're gonna get a refrigerated box truck. Did I not mention that?
No, the refrigerated dry goods.
So he's okay with that? He would be okay, do you think? Because he would be
I'll
my
ask
first.
him.
He would be my first choice for sure, because I would totally trust him.
The
You-
thing
you-
about Larry is just ask him. He goes, I'm on set to do whatever you need me to do. So
But are you guys planning on, both of you planning on staying in San Diego for the whole time?
yep.
Okay, good. I asked that because I know Kelly
Oh, you
lives
are?
about 45 miles north of San Diego. So, okay, well then I think that would be the best solution. So if you can ask him, great. If
We also,
not,
you need to park it somewhere too. So wherever you're staying, it probably needs to go with you guys. So that's
All
something.
right, I'll double check on that. We're staying at a home in Rancho Santa Fe. So
Okay.
are you
Yeah.
talking like an estate home, like one of these 5-acre things with their long driveways, or are you talking? Yeah, because
No.
sometimes,
this
you
is
know,
at Whispering Palms. So are you familiar with Whispering Palms?
no, is it a gated community?
No, it is not.
Oh,
It's
well
on a
then,
golf course. It's a community on a golf course. And
well,
this is
you better check to see if they're okay with you leaving the truck there.
it's just an overnight thing. So
Yeah, every night.
oh,
Yeah,
and
it's
a
not.
weekend thing. Yeah, weekend thing. Okay, yeah, I'll double check.
I mean, it's temporary, and it's not like they can't have that. It's just sometimes for 2 months, it's not going to be a problem. But they might give your friends who are lending you the house or who you're staying with a hard time.
Yeah, I better double check on that.
Okay, hopefully. But I still like the idea of Larry driving, even if we have to figure out where to leave it somewhere.
Is
Like,
there a plan B for a driver? I mean, is there
this
somebody
is the
else?
discussion. This is the discussion, which leads to Sally. Who do you think that final PA is going to be? Because all of a sudden, I'm thinking that PA has to be 25 years or older.
Well, if you rent from U-Haul, you don't have to be 25 to rent.
You don't?
No, I rent from
Oh.
U-Haul a lot to move.
Oh,
I know a lot of college students do also.
okay. Well, that solves that. So then, well, Kelly, you've got your PA sort of assistant. I mean, would Mary Beth, would she be considered a driver or not?
She might be. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because she lives in Carlsbad. I was going to say, what about Lori? But Lori lives in Fallbrook, and I'd say no on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, that's a possibility.
Okay, so Sally, where are you at with kind of your final hire?
For PAs,
Yeah.
I have 3 more interviews this week.
Well, I would say that as a fallback position, you consider that they're going to be driving the truck.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully it'll be Larry, but in Daisy can't or whatever, or we have to change that. That would be
Yeah.
your PA. And we'd also have to, like Scott says, think about where they would park it because they would have to drive it home every night.
Yeah, I don't mind driving it either. I have a big empty cul-de-sac with no houses on it in front of me.
So maybe we would rotate it just to, so nobody gets irritated. Maybe a week, everybody rotates a week or something. I don't know. As long as it appears on set every morning. But if Larry can do it, that would be the best solution, I think. Okay. So that kind of leads to, so Sally, you and I will talk about that. But if U-Haul lets people less than 25 rent, then that's a no-brainer. And I have an account, or I think I still do, at the U-Haul in Kearney Mesa. So it's a big one, and I've used them many times. Scott, I think you've used there too, haven't you? You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know if I've definitely rented from them in the past.
Yeah, I've rented
long
from them a
time.
lot. Okay, so we'll figure that out, Sally. Okay, so which leads kind of into the other thing that's going to go in that van are the tables and chairs. So I think we're going to buy them because the cost of renting them is too expensive. It's actually going to be cheaper to buy them. So I'll take care of that. I know exactly what we want because we'll have them afterwards. I want to use them afterwards for some other stuff too. Okay, so what else? Kelly, I've got one rack for clothing. Do you think we'll need more than, I'm not sure we can get more than one into the truck if we have
I'm going
props.
to say one should do it.
I have one. It's
Okay.
on roll. It's a rolling one too.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That should work.
Now-
Going back to tables and chairs, we have one of those, we have a long, maybe it's a 5.5, 6-foot table plus a shorter table also. So how many tables are you looking at? Or you can just borrow ours.
I wanted to get 3 8-footers, and 8-footers can seat comfortably, usually 10 people, 4 down each side and 1 on each end.
Okay, can't help
So
you there.
that would be 30 people with 30 chairs, even though some days we'll have more, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
So, and then a 6-footer to serve the food on. So,
Okay, we'll provide the 6-footer.
okay, if you have one, great.
We do, yeah.
Okay. Now what else? Scott, Beto, I assume Beto's the sound guy. I assume he's gonna figure out his own. Like he carries his sound equipment. He doesn't need us to, does he?
So I gotta see. So last time he had that whole rolling rack that we
Yeah.
just put in, which we probably still can put in the van. This is the very last thing, you know, just tie it off into my van.
Do you think
So
you can
I'm
get
not-
it? You'll have space for it?
I think so. I haven't so I'm gonna have like already like 4 carts in there, but I think I can get his in there too.
Okay,
So,
if not,
let me
maybe we
see,
can
'cause
get it
this-
into this
the last time
box
it
truck.
wasn't very big, you know, it was
Yeah.
high, but not very wide.
I
So if it's the
remember.
same thing. I should be able to get that in.
Plus, he takes his recording unit with him. I mean, he doesn't leave that there, and his microphones. I think he uses the rack, but he brings those back and forth because he doesn't want them to be stolen. I would suggest he does that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how he does it.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll ask him. Is there any other equipment that we have to think about that needs transportation? Either in art or like, I mean, we're going to obviously props. There'll be some props. There'll be, like you say, food, maybe some set stuff. But I think that'll all fit into that box van. What about other equipment, Scott? You can get everything in your van?
Yeah, you remember last time Barb would have her own little cart, so that had like her printer on it and other like you know, so we don't want to build a cart for Kelly or Sally that where it's kind of like a little base you can roll around with you.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
Barb was a paper person, and I think Sally's a virtual person. Like, so
Okay.
Barb rolled a printer around, Sally.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna need a printer. Everything.
Are we printing out sides every day for the actors, or so that's so
I
maybe
mean, don't people use it just on their phones?
so some
Okay.
people are different.
Younger
So-
people do.
Let's have that conversation with casting. Once we cast, if people want printed sides, then I'm fine with that. I don't mind. So Sally, I've got a printer at my office that we use to, black and white laser printer that we'd have to kind of take around to set. But that's something you would keep. That would be sort of, you'd have your own. So Scott's saying we had a little cart. I also have this pull thing that she used.
Yeah,
I
that
still
could be
have
handy.
that.
That way, Sally can just keep all her stuff. I'm not sure what other junk you got, but just think about it. So we
Yeah.
can make that happen if
But
you want.
but Barb definitely, I mean, Barb was our last line producer on the previous movie, just for reference for everybody. And she was a paper person. Everything. She printed every bank statement, every contract, everything was printed. I don't even do that anymore. Everything is virtual for me, unless it's sides I can see being printed. Maybe call sheets, but I don't even think call sheets need to be printed. I think, like, for me, I'd rather have it on my phone. But if somebody still uses hard copy stuff, then we can be respectful of that. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm sure Sally's gonna have a laptop, and I'm not sure what else that she's gonna have. So just sometimes it's nice to have one place where you can always put it and know where it is. But
Yeah.
whatever.
I always have
I
a
think-
production bag that I carry with me, and it has everything in there, from tape to a steamer to paper clips, safety pins, anything that you could possibly. Over the years, I've learned to add to it things that you would need in an emergency on set or possibly need.
Is it like a rolling? Do you do it like a rolling suitcase type of thing?
Yep.
Bag? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sally, you can do that too if you want. I mean, I just take my computer every day, and my computer, but I don't need to do all the other stuff. So, okay. So it sounds like we can get away with one box cube van. That should be good. And if we need another one, we will. But I don't see us needing a passenger van, other than, like you say, Scott, depending on the locations. If we like, which I'm going to talk about in a second. We're going to talk about Cal State San Marcos because we might shoot there. So if we're running people around the campus, maybe we would have that, but I'm not even sure we'd need that necessarily. Okay, let's just go into people. So you've got that one hire left for the PA who you're talking to, right, Sally?
Yeah. Or
And
I
then
have two more.
two more. Okay. And then what's happening with hair and makeup, Kelly?
I'm in literally these last few days have been talking with makeup artist and hair. I have another call today at 1 o'clock. So it'll be filled in before the end of the week.
Are you feeling good about the candidates you're talking to? Like that we're going to find somebody?
A lot of them are overqualified.
Oh,
So
that's good.
but they're kind of iffy. There's a strike coming up. I don't know if you guys are aware, the Teamsters strike coming up.
In
And
Hollywood?
yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. I did not know about that, but I've gotten a whole rash of emails from LA based crew. Like as we're talking, I just got another one from a hair and makeup person. Like I'm reading it in the top right corner there. Not that I'm not paying attention, you guys. Um, and I'm wondering why is everybody sending emails like all of a sudden? So
Well, and as of right now, it looks like it's a go for a strike.
when would that be?
Well, the contracts are up in July, but they're talking about even starting in May. But
So if that's the case, are you suggesting that maybe people will be looking for work on non-union stuff?
this one makeup artist I was talking to said she didn't want to be out of work for such a long time. She was certain that they're going to go on strike, and she wanted a job, no matter how little they pay.
I know, but isn't that crossing the picket line for them?
It is.
Okay, that's their business. Okay, they
It
can
is their
figure out if they want to do it or not. Okay, anyways, you're feeling good about that position?
Yes, I am. I can fill it before the end of the week.
Okay. And did you have that one PA role that covers kind of hair, makeup, wardrobe type of thing?
Yes,
Did you
Mary Beth is gonna she's just for your viewers, she's in her mid-40s. This is the second career for her. So I trust her to be able to fulfill the duties that I assigned her. And the main duty I've given her is wardrobe, but I also told her that she'd be helping with props because all the props have to be labeled and obviously everything documented for continuity and a set design. Now I already have Lori helping me with set design, but just in case Mary Beth can fill in, but I want her to focus mostly on wardrobe and props.
Okay. Okay. Sally, you're feeling good like you got enough candidates that you're interviewing that you're going to find what you need?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And now the juggling in between, all the changing of the guard, you got that
Well,
covered?
I have a question going back before we start with that. We have makeup and hair, and we are looking for another PA to help with makeup, correct?
A swing. Yeah. I call it the swing
Swing.
PA. Yep.
Okay. All right. I just want to make that clear because I'm looking for that one too. And
Correct.
Sally gave me some referrals yesterday. So
But you two had talked about those two women that you were interviewing for the lead, not necessarily the swing. So
correct.
Okay.
I'll take care. Yeah, I can take care of both. So
Okay, good. Okay, so contracts are going out. Obviously, you guys all got your contracts, not you, Jared, but the other ones. And so we're just finalizing all that. Everybody's going to get the standard contract, which you guys saw. Obviously it's customized to what role that you're doing, what your rate is, and all that kind of stuff. So everybody will have that hopefully by the end of this week. And people hopefully won't be too overwhelmed because I tried to write it, dumb it down, make it as English as possible. But it's a contract, so it is what it is. And so that's that. Okay, now switching gears, I'm going to switch over to locations because that's a big one. So let me give you an update on what I've been working on secretly, not secretly, but again, I don't share everything until it comes to fruition. So tomorrow I am meeting with a hospital in National City called Pleasant Valley or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. And a bunch of my doctor friends said to me, you should check this place out because it's a working hospital, but it's not working too much. Like they're not as busy as every other hospital. So I have a meeting with them, just a Zoom call with them, to talk about, they want to know exactly what we're looking for, and then they'll say they can accommodate us or not. Now, barring that, we did see the nursing school at Cal State San Marcos, which is unbelievable. It's a perfect location. However, I wrote to Joel yesterday, and he wrote back to me. He's the locations sort of facility manager there at the university. And he said it's 50-50 on that school because, but he always says that, right? Because that's their job to say that. So he said he'll look into it, but he can't be certain that we can use that. So that's why I'm still exploring the real hospital thing. But I think hopefully I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm thinking, like, why couldn't we use that? We're going to shoot after the semester's over. The place is going to be empty. We're not going to, it's not like a sterile environment. So hopefully it'll work out. And hopefully pricing wise, it'll work out as well.
Well, maybe they're concerned about their equipment and all that.
It's not real equipment though. Like the stuff, it's fake equipment. It's just an environment. Like it's older equipment. It's real, but it's not operational.
But they have the heart monitors and stuff that are real because these nursing students have to be able to learn how to read.
Yeah, but that's not those aren't expensive.
What I'm saying is maybe they're a little concerned. So we will have obviously some location, somebody who from the nursing department.
Yeah, of course.
To help.
Yeah, of course.
To protect their stuff. So
okay, we'll keep you posted. I should know by the end of the week if either location's going to work out. I'm feeling good that at least we'll get one of the two, and then we'll have to make a decision if we get both. So we'll see. And the other thing is price. So we'll see what they come back with. I mean, I've already kind of given them what our budget is and what we can afford, and we'll see if they can work with that. So now, regarding Scott, did you see the makeshift convention center that we're looking at?
Yes. So me and Kelly went over that yesterday. So
and what are your thoughts there?
So yeah, I think we can make it work. So we talked about how we can shoot it one way and then turn the people around and then cheat them back. So it would require a major art direction move. When the camera moves, if we're trying to make it look longer, that's Kelly's big concern, that it was going to look too short. So we'd have to change out the booths to make them look a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So that would take probably an hour to turn around. But yeah, if we do it, we can make it work. And the along that back wall, that's all windows. If we can put booths there with maybe some pipe and drape, so we're not shooting it into all these windows, would probably be the best too.
Well, I was also thinking maybe we'd have to check it out to do a really long shot from outside into it, kind of a setup shot as though we're at that one end of the thing. But we could play with that. In any case, what I like about it, it's totally contained. It's almost like your own studio environment. There's soundproofing on the ceilings. The ceiling is nice. It's not too high, but it's high enough to make it look it's got the right feel and look.
Right.
But we would have it to ourselves. It's the parking lot. We'd have, and we would take the whole place, Kelly. We wouldn't just take that. Like they call it like I can't remember what they call it, the package, which is both of those other rooms, and the bathrooms and everything there. So I just love the logistics of shooting there. I also like the place. I think it would be really good. I think it'd look great.
Yeah.
So we're leaning in that direction, and I asked him about that, and I gave him a kind of an offer on the price, but they're not so flexible, as you can imagine. But we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. And then we also talked about the hallways and the meeting room and all the other stuff we talked about there. So
yeah, those meeting rooms seem really cold to me, with all those kind of center block walls.
Oh, he's talking about the two conference rooms right next to the McMahon Center.
No, I know he is, and I'm talking. There's another meeting room near the big the big
Okay, maybe
convention
the
center.
photos of that one.
You know, the other one that was on the hallway afterwards outside the big convention center, that meeting room off to the right. That was a little like
Panel
mini.
room. Remember the panel room, Scott? We're gonna set up a little stage possibly, and it'll be
Yeah,
Panel.
I'll have to relook at that. So
Yeah. Yeah, it'll work. It'll work good. It's a good setup.
I just thought those center block meeting areas. I like this. There's a lot of space on it, but I feel like it feels too cold to be a conference room. It's got a very cold center block feel.
Yeah. Okay, on that note, I am looking at 2 real estate offices. Again, when the friends that I have that aren't doctors are generally real estate people. So one office for sure. Scott, the office we shot the boardroom at ISM. That
Oh,
that
yeah.
office, that's available.
All right, that's
The only
good.
thing I don't like about it is the 9th floor of an office tower, but it wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah.
Right. So that's available. As a matter of fact, he wants us to shoot. His
Oh, yeah.
office staff had a nice time. They enjoyed seeing it. So
Cool.
So
Yeah, I
we
like
would-
how that one's good because it has those little windows at the very top where you can put lights through and stuff.
Yeah.
So it worked out pretty good.
and there's a second boardroom there that we didn't use, the smaller one, so we could use 2 meeting rooms there, and that all the offices that they have there, plus the bullpen area with like the cubicles and stuff. So there's a lot of flexibility there. So that's one. And then I have another friend who's a real estate agent. He's like kind of in Poway, and he's talking to his people too. His is more of a traditional main story walk in, like realtor type of thing. Like the way you'd see what you'd envision a real estate office to be, where you walk in off the street and you say, "Hey, can I get an agent?" Not that anybody does that anymore, but so we'll see. Maybe we can do that as well. So I think there's going to be lots of options on that.
Cool.
Kelly, you and I talked about the houses, and Sally, we did too. So what's an update on the houses? Because we need lots of those.
I sent you an email last night.
I saw it.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm on the right track when it comes to your vision.
I
on
like the look, but I think did Scott see? Scott, did you see the email? Did you send?
No.
Just
I
all
think I
those
only sent-
places. They're all really, really, except for the last one, is super, super tight, like super
That's
small.
the problem. If you to stay within budget, all of these homes are small.
Yeah, we want space, Kelly. So
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to light them and get the crew
Exactly.
in.
I agree totally. I'm just trying to stay within budget.
Well, budget's good. We like budget. The look is fine. The look of most of them. Like, I think you're on the right track in terms of
Of the
what to
look.
envision.
Okay.
It's just the size. If we could,
we need these big, great rooms. We can make it so it doesn't look like it's huge, but if we can, we need just space for stuff, for
Except
lighting and all that. I mean,
getting those houses that have those big rooms is going to be a lot more money. So that's the problem.
I seem like most houses that have that great room now, where the kitchen goes into the living room and all that kind of stuff. So you don't have to show that, but at least that gives you space to set things up.
But
Two
also-
of the 5 homes are very modest homes, not super fancy. And
Very modest.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a challenge. I might hit up some friends for
Yeah.
that.
Maybe you can art direct something so it looks more modest. Or
Sure, I have
something.
time.
Yeah.
Sally, what about the one, that bigger one? Remember the ranch style thing or whatever?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I had a call with the owners yesterday. They're both retired and they live on the property, but they rent it out to film crews a lot. I asked if she could give us a discount for if we rented out for 2 days, and she said that we could. So I have a meeting to go look at the house next Tuesday.
Okay, because I like that. That could double as probably a couple. There's a lot of different places there, and it's much bigger. But
Can I share my screen?
Yes.
oh, sorry.
Where is this located?
It's in Poway.
Perfect.
It's Scott's house, but he doesn't know that yet. You're talking to his wife.
I've been thinking about Scott's house. We use it for everything.
So here's some
Anne's
photos.
been very cooperative, not Scott though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have definitely, like we said, we have that great room that's,
Look at this. Check this out. I mean, look
yeah.
at this. Look at all the different options here.
Oh my, yeah,
So it feels older.
which is good because
Because if you look back at the other ones, it's decorated like somebody in their 70s.
Yeah, so
Like the kitchen cabinets and stuff. Just look like that house hasn't been remodeled in 30 years, at least.
At least. Yeah. I think we could double this for their pre-divorce house and parents' house. We could use it for both. Just shoot different rooms and different angles.
is there another kitchen, Sally? No.
not that I see. No.
Right.
Those
So
are
we'd
not
have to
the photos I
choose
have.
one or the
I'm
other.
gonna go take a look at it next week, so I can
Okay.
take
But it's nice. It's probably nice and quiet out there. It's secluded. It's contained. There's lots of
That's-
different indoor outdoor spaces.
That's
So-
another thing that they'd mentioned is that it's a little bit hard to get to.
Oh shoot.
Um,
Seriously? What's it, like a dirt road for 15 miles?
She said you have to go down a dirt road for like a mile or two.
Ooh.
I was joking when I said that. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
You can check it out when you go there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll check when I go.
Now, Sally, I started changing. I don't know if you've been on the shooting schedule, but I did start changing that yesterday as well, too, on the Google Doc. And so the shooting schedule will change a little bit. So I'll have that finished hopefully also by the end of the week so that we can start to lock in locations for certain days. But the houses should be somewhat flexible, I'm assuming. Okay. The hospital's going to be the tough one for sure. And I'm still trying to avoid the weekend stuff, but it's possible like the hospital, not the working hospital, but the school, that might be weekend stuff. It might be that, hey, you can do it, but you can't do it when people are in classes, even though they're not in classes. But that might be something, right? So we'll figure that out. Oh, and the boat. I've taken the boat out.
Oh, you did.
Not for sure. Like if you surprise me and say, hey, I got a great boat at the right price and it's parked in the right dock and everything, then I would say, fine, let's do it because it'll look good. But the pressure's off. You don't have to surprise me because if we can't find that, which I'm assuming we can't, then I'm going to put it into, like a different environment, like a golf club or something, some, hoity-toity thing that still gives that feel of money, but not a boat. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got my lead on one, so I'll just narrow it down to just the one then.
yeah, don't kill yourself anymore trying to find that. Because the other thing is, even if you do, the logistics of shooting on it, Scott, are a nightmare between the sun changing and the wind and the lighting and there's just nowhere to stand. And a lot of people like to take your shoes off on a boat and just there's too many issues with it. And I should have thought of this like right from the beginning when he wrote it into the script. I should have said, no boats. But I didn't. So now I'm saying it.
I think it would just add so much visually to the film. But
I agree. And if we had another $500,000 to have a barge and a follow boat and this and that, then I would say that would be good, but we don't.
Yeah.
So, like all these scenes that everybody envisions, the airport scenes and the boat scenes and even the car, riding scenes, like nobody understands like when people are riding in a car, the car's not actually driving. It's on, a dolly and they're pulling the car. But, everybody just assumes, oh, you just put a camera in the back of a car and you drive it, right? So all this stuff is very logistically difficult with low budget films. So I agree the boat would look beautiful. I can envision it. I can envision it sailing. I can envision, but the logistics are really tricky. And especially now you're going on the water with equipment and safety issues and marine stuff and divers and all this kind of stuff. So
There's
I
just
just
more variables for sure, you know. I mean, there's
way
definitely
more.
there's lots of horror stories about Jaws being shot and stuff, so
Okay, well, Jaws was, above and beyond because you have shark in the water.
yeah,
But
yeah,
but
yeah,
even just the wind out on the
yeah,
water.
exactly. Like if you have a calm day and everything, it could be great. But
Well, I'm even thinking of it not leaving the dock
Even then, it's still outside and it's still
on
at
the
a
water.
harbor, and the wind still blows.
True, yeah.
Okay, if you get something, if we get really lucky and it comes in the perfect situation at the right price, then we can definitely consider it. But I'm not counting on it.
Okay.
So I have alternative plans brewing for that.
what are you looking for? Like a 40-footer or what?
I'm
I think,
following, you mean the boat?
yeah,
This size.
I'm following up on a 50-foot right now.
Okay.
I think it's got to be 50 or longer because we got, crew and the decks. You need a good sized deck where they can sit and chat and, and you can set lights and cameras up on.
Yep.
So, okay, let's see what you come up with. What other locations are, oh, I spoke to the woman from the hotel.
Oh,
Yeah. Did you call her Sally? Because I called her yesterday. So I had a nice chit chat with her and she's very nice. And she said, yeah, we could be accommodating. I mean, I think she's thinking cha-ching, 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 lots of money, even though told her, no, we're low budget indie film. But what are we thinking for that? Are we thinking like lobby scene? I don't think it's just too Art Deco.
I agree. I don't think it'll be worth our while to go there to get one or two scenes.
Yeah.
It would be, a cafe scene or the coffee shop or the ice cream. And I just think to get our crew there and go through the house, we can make it easier elsewhere.
Yeah. So Scott, we have 2 coffee shop scenes, and the coffee shop we met with who is going to let us shoot is the same one we shot Isomet.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they're very accommodating, and you've got the outside look and the inside look.
yeah.
So that's what we're thinking for the 2 coffee shop scenes.
Okay. Cool.
I think that's going to be a lot easier unless you guys have come up with something else.
Well, over at the university there in San Marcos,
Oh, that's true.
they had
Yeah,
some outdoor
yeah.
seating.
You know where we shot those other scenes, the outdoor
Yeah,
scenes?
yeah,
So they
yeah.
have that still. And they
Yeah.
obviously have the indoor seating area too, the food court, right?
Right.
So that's all also available. So, okay, so we have options there. But I'm going to feel better when we lock down either the hospital/nursing school or, some of the tougher places to get. Do I need to be concerned about the houses, or are we going to figure that out?
Don't be concerned.
Are you raising your budget some for these houses? Or is it going to be more like
Well,
that one was 125 or 1,000?
No, but we're not paying that. When you rent it out, then you make a deal. Like you say, like that's used. They're used to people coming in for 2-3 hours.
Well,
You know,
okay, now Jeff, I had a house, remember, in Encinitas, and we could shoot 2 different homes in that one house. And he got it down. I think he said he would negotiate 100 an hour.
Okay, so that would be good. Then that would be. I said, basically, if you can get it for 1,000 a day, that would be worthwhile.
Okay. All right. I'll follow through with that then.
Yeah.
Sally, I'll share that with you too.
Is our budget 1,000 a day or 500 a day?
It's 500 a day for the location rental, but another 500 for set dressing. So if the thing is totally dressed and we don't have to bring props and, furniture and all that kind of stuff in, then we can do the 1,000. Right? And also, some days you're going to save if we can get places cheaper, like the coffee shop, for instance. And some days we're going to have to overspend. So as long as we stay within, balance it out, we'll be okay. But some stuff is going to be super expensive, like the convention center. It's going to be way more than $1,000 a day.
If we do find a house where we can do multiple locations at once, it's going to make things, we'll be able to shoot more, 'cause
Absolutely.
less location moving and less.
Absolutely. That's what I like about that Encinitas place, because we can shoot out 2 locations. and hopefully stay, you know, even 2 days and shoot a lot. Okay. You play with that. We don't have to look
All
at
right.
it now, but depending on what you find, I agree that if we can manage the logistics better and get something where we can shoot 2 locations for one, that would be way better, obviously. Because then we save on travel time and get extra production value. Casting. So we're doing our callbacks on Monday. So Kelly, are you coming with us?
Yeah, not with you. I'll meet you there. Aren't
Okay.
you leaving? Don't you have another?
We have a new plan. Sally
Oh.
just announced to me that she's got a date on Sunday night. She didn't say that. I made that up. No, she's going to LA for the weekend, so she's going to stay. So I'm going by myself. I mean, I'm going earlier. But if you want to ride and come earlier, you can. It's up to you.
Are you doing just the casting, or are you?
No,
meeting with-
her and I have a meeting first thing in the morning. So, like a tax credit thing meeting. So we're going to do that. But if you want to hang out, you can, or you can meet us there, whatever you want. It's in Hollywood.
I'll probably just meet you there.
Okay. So I'll get you the address.
Okay.
So the way we're doing it is, so we're going to cast just four lead characters. All right. So we're doing that, but the way we're doing it is we're calling all 4. So there's 5 callbacks for each role over 5 hours. And in each hour, 4 actors get called to interact with each other. So that's how we're doing the callbacks. And even though we have to choose mix and matches, you got to start somewhere. And it would be nice to have a second callback where we could see the real actors play against each other. And we might do that if we have enough time, but we probably won't. So that's how we're doing it, which I think is better in terms of seeing their acting ability when they act against someone else as opposed to just a reader. Unfortunately, you know, a good actor acting against a bad actor is not fair to the good actor, but it happens. So that's the way it works. And then we record it all and we look at it afterwards and we'll get a good sense. So it's from 12:30 to 5:30. And then afterwards, we're going, well, if you guys want and join us for dinner, I'm going to dinner with Candace and Miriam. And you're obviously invited. And I'd like you to come if you want to chit chat about kind of the day. But if you have to get back, you can. But we're going to go for casual dinner that night.
I might join you. Just yeah, I might join you on that one.
You're otherwise going to sit in traffic anyways.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah. So that's another reason to hang out. So, Sally, you're also welcome. Did you want to come to that, Scott?
So this is a casting on Monday?
Yeah. I'm not expecting you to come, and I didn't even ask you, to be honest with you, but because we're talking about it openly, I don't mind if you want to come. But
okay, maybe. Let me see. I've maybe. Let me get back to you on that.
Jeff's
Okay.
inviting you so he can get in the carpool lane.
Don't you know it? Don't you know it? It's the truth. Okay, so at least I admitted it openly. At least I'm not. Yeah, you see, in the morning, going from San Diego to Los Angeles, where we're doing the casting, is very, very busy on the highway. And there's an HOA lane, like a high occupancy vehicle, HOV lane, where you have 2 or more people, you can get in this special lane that gets you there in half the time. So even though I like you, the reason I want to go with you is because we need to go in that HOV lane. But that's besides the point. I can manage without that. Hey, Jerry, you want to come into LA for the day just to drive with me?
Sure thing. I'll leave tomorrow probably is when I need
See,
to leave.
Jerry's so cooperative, not like the other people. Okay, so that's casting. And then just as an update for you guys, just more so for the call is, you know, Sally and I are working on banking. So we set up a separate account and just cash flow, the financials, in terms of the money, all that kind of stuff. So we're dealing with all that as well. And okay, that's all I have to report, basically. Sally, what do you got?
I think we covered pretty much everything. I updated all the crew contracts and double checked them all, so those are all ready to have like the final review before sending everything out. And then when I email those contracts out to the crew, I was just gonna write a memo in for the dates that match up with the confirmed crew sheet, just to show what dates they're needed. I
But
think
that's that's the crew for the whole shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
for the
not
crew.
the
And
actors.
then
Yeah.
the other stuff I have is just insurance and payroll updates.
Oh yeah, right. So we're also looking at insurance and payroll. So
Which Araceli, I was just going to say that I've emailed and gotten back to all the different people I interviewed for the unit publicist position and just let them all know. So I'll be reaching out to you probably later today to connect the two that we selected to fill the two different time slots. And so
Yeah.
I'll be connecting with you so we can get their contracts and everything sent out.
Okay, perfect.
okay, good. Scott, you got anything?
So I'm in the process of breaking down doing an initial breakdown of all the shots for the God is Good script, and then I'll go over that with you, or we can go over it the day before the shoot or whatever. So that's so once I break those down, then once we go to locations, we'll check out the locations and figure out, you know, what's going to work and what won't work, and we can more talk about the blocking that we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So the more, to me, the more we can get this all done way ahead of time in pre-production, the faster and better things are going to be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in a couple weeks when we lock down more of the locations, I intend to sit down with you and do a shot list. You know, like a tentative one, subject to change.
So that's basically what I'm doing. But then I can share it with you, and then we can see if you want to do something differently.
Okay.
So at least it'll be kind of roughly done already, and then we can put our heads together and see what different things we
Because
want to
I'm envisioning artistic stuff here now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm putting on my artistic hat. You guys aren't used to that. Just used to all my business hats, but
yeah.
okay. Yeah, no, I look forward to doing that. It's gonna be fun to do that.
I am a camera guy myself, Scott. So have you looked through it and decided on like what cameras and lenses you want to bring on the set?
Yeah, so we're using my camera. So I have a Vericam that will be the main camera. The second camera, it's another Panasonic. It's a Lumix S1H, which
Oh, yeah.
is it's a DSLR style, but what's great about that, it's a lightweight one where we can throw it on gimbals and you know, it's easier to fly on the jib and stuff like that.
Yeah, I personally shoot with a S5 II. So
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the great thing is that they both have the same like you know, Vlog codec, or so I use them together all the time. So they cut together perfectly.
What about lenses? You mentioned lenses to me this morning.
Yeah.
Scott.
So I'm going with the Zine CF. So they're new lightweight carbon fiber lenses. So that's the lens package we're gonna do.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And
are you saying that lenses aren't necessarily made out of glass anymore? Or the carbon fiber is the casing.
it's the casing.
Oh, okay.
So it's definitely you're still shooting.
Still needs to be clear.
Yeah. I don't know, because maybe there's some artificial materials they can. I didn't think so. I thought they were all glass.
Yeah. So these are kind of specially made to be lightweight, you know. So they're definitely way better for gimbals, and a lot of people we won't be doing it, but a lot of people who they do drones with cameras like these lenses, you know, because they're just lightweight.
So just for my just out of curiosity, so wouldn't the major weight of the lens be the glass itself? Or you're saying the casing could be like, what difference could there be with carbon fiber versus say metal or whatever they use?
Aluminum.
Yeah.
So
Like half the
you're probably
weight?
right. You're probably right that the glass is going to be the heavy stuff, but it definitely will. I guess it cuts down some. So
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't actually go into the whole specs of how they do it or what's going on, but
Mhm.
I know they're lighter weight than most glass.
Okay,
What
good.
focal lengths come in the set that you guys are going with?
So it has, I think, 18, 25, 30, 50, and 85. And then I have a couple of DZO Pictars that the zooms that there's like One's I think 50 to 135, and the other one's like 20 to 55.
Nice.
So, but we'll mainly be on the primes. But if we
Mhm.
do need something longer, we can jump on the other ones.
It's like an ice cream shop, like ordering different flavors.
Yeah.
Okay, Kelly, what about you?
I think we're all caught up. Locations we've just about talked about. I am working with the background casting directors, so an update will come soon on that. Yeah, I think we've covered everything as far as what I'm
By the
doing.
way, after like at dinner on Monday with our main casting directors, we should talk about what we want to pick up locally, because there's all those other smaller roles. Remember, we're just looking at the big roles, but all the smaller day roles, and these local people might be able to pick those up too, even though they are casting out of San Diego too. Like, some of the people that we're looking at are local San Diegans.
Great.
So we could have that like that logistics conversation,
Okay.
because they're fine.
Scott and I over the years have worked with some incredible San Diego talent. So
Yeah, okay. I'm game for all that. I'm game for all of that. So let's put that on the table on Monday night, and we'll figure it all out.
okay.
Because we have to start figuring it out. Okay. All right. I think that's good for now. So thanks, everybody.
Thanks for watching this episode of We're Making a Movie. Make sure to subscribe to stay tuned for our next episode.